Hey everybody, it's finally there. It's week 4 wrap up time, and we hope that you've enjoyed this month of stress. Does that sound right?
Well, the good stress.
Okay,
Yes.
the good
Yeah,
stress,
the good
yes.
stress.
And even focusing on the bad stress if we can get to the bottom of it, right? It's
Right.
always
Or to alleviate some of it with,
Yeah.
with the different techniques that we've learned or that you might have researched.
identifying stress is really important, right? Identifying again if it's long-term, short-term, how it's coming up in our lives and how we can get rid of it or make it as manageable as possible. And I wanted to tell you a little story as well. I was thinking how everybody talks about the world we live in nowadays, that we have way more stress than other people, right? And when you think about it, we do have a lot more technology happening, a lot more inundation of stuff. We're busy people. So it's possible that there are new stresses that weren't around centuries ago. And I know for women, maybe we used to be more, our home was our domain and that's where we, took care of. And now a lot of women have jobs and are working. So that's maybe an added stress because now we have that.
Totally.
Plus, on top of that, we're also taking care of the home and everything. So
We're doing many roles. And
we
that
are. So there
definitely
is,
increases our
that does
stress.
make sense. But I did hear this little story where they said, think about it though. If you go back a couple hundred years or beyond or whatever, they had stress. They just had different types of stress,
Yeah.
right? In some ways, like they didn't have electricity, right? How were they going to keep warm over the winter? And an example they said was, when the man would leave, the hunter-gatherer, he would go out to provide, to go to get food and hunt and bring back. They would go for months at a time. And the mom, would have these kids and be home by herself waiting for, the husband to come back with their food and to provide. And then
And safety even. Security and
safety, yeah. And then what if he doesn't come back?
Yeah.
It's not like they had cell phones and well,
Yeah.
I'll be right there. What if he just never came back? Imagine the stress that you would go through, not knowing what happened to him. You'll never see him again. There's no way of knowing. They didn't have the communication we have now.
Exactly.
So, it was just different stress back then, right? Like just totally different types of stress. And now our stresses, we might not worry about that same thing, but we have new stresses. So stress evolves as we do. I don't know that we're any worse off than other people. It's just different stress.
That's right.
Yeah.
And again, what you feel as stress isn't necessarily the same thing that
Yes.
I feel as stress.
And what I felt that was stressful in my 20s,
Yeah.
maybe it's like a breeze now. I got this, right? Like that's one gift of aging. And then there's other stresses that I'm coming into that, oh my goodness, it's new territory. At this age, I have all these other different stresses that I didn't have when I was younger, or it could be age related or it could be circumstance related. But stress is a big thing and it hits us hard. And when it does, it can knock us out, right? It can, stop us in our tracks. We can have that anxiety. We could get physically ill. So it's very important that we, like we said, identify the stressors in our lives,
Exactly.
see how they are affecting us physically, mentally, see,
How can we change that? How can
Yeah.
we make it less if possible?
absolutely. And just start, what's the word? Dealing with it, not
Exactly.
avoiding it.
Exactly.
Right? Because a lot of times stress, I don't want to deal with that. Oh my God, it's too stressful. I can't
And
deal
then
with
that
that.
builds the stress, right?
It
'Cause
does, right?
You have the other things
And it
involved.
leads into overwhelm because it's
Exactly.
got piled up. So let's start dealing with our stress. Let's start getting to the bottom of it and working on it, right?
Right? Because but the good stress is healthy for our lives, as we said. It makes us, it's vital, right? So
don't
it's
forget
important.
those.
Exactly. It's important to know the difference between them. And the good one, the bad one will leave you feeling sort of drained and fatigued and almost jittery. And it can lead to, anxiety and poor concentration, as we've said. And it's usually longer term type of stress than the acute one and the good one. So the good one usually is just like kind of reaching a goal almost, right? It's usually a positive feeling in
Like
the
getting
end.
your coaching questions done.
That's right.
It'll be quick, maybe a little painful, but you'll get through it.
And again, once it's accomplished, you will feel so much better.
Yeah. So good luck. We wish you the best of luck to dig in, discover, identify, work through all of these stressors. We're here for you. We're looking forward to our coaching sessions together, and let us know what is stressing you out. How can we work through this together?
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah. And then we will see you next month.
All right.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Stay stress free.